Do you seek embodied experiences with sacred entities such as the Ascended Masters, our ancestors, and your Akashic Records? Or do you settle for the limitations of your 3D wisdom and skill set? If you are in the first category and seeking an embodied experience, you are in the right place. Welcome, everybody, to the Akashic Think Tank. This is a show where I am showing you behind the scenes what it looks like when other visionaries, thought leaders, and quantum thinkers show up and innovate, bring new practices here to the planet, which allow us all to up level. So once you get here, please say hello. My name is Emily Harrison. I am the founder of the Akashic Academy, which is a modern day mystery school, bringing light workers the most innovative practice so that they can up level and not only create powerful expansion in their personal life, but do it for the planet. And I am so excited to introduce my guest, Deborah, to you all today. Deborah is not only a friend, a colleague, but I've also trained Deb in her Akashic Records. So I know she's very good at what she does. And I asked, Mama's in the house. Yeah, Mama's here. Say hi, everybody, once you get here. Deborah is in the house today because I asked her to show up at this next Shasta in-person experience and curate something very unique for the visionaries that we're taking into Mount Shasta based on the gifts and the skills and the genius that I've seen in this woman. And I'm excited for her to share it with you today. So Deb, welcome. I'm going to read your bio. Deborah is the founder of the Existential Oracle, which she created to help people navigate the challenges of daily and long-term life events. We're going to talk a little more specifically about what her life events are. After spending 20 years as a data analyst and overcoming her own challenges, which involved her embracing her own high-frequency energy skills, there came a point when Deb had to admit that her innate understanding of how the world worked and her ability to clearly see answers that she had no experience with was not coming from her, but she was being guided and given information to channel. How many of you guys can relate? Send some love like hearts across the screen for Deb if you can relate, right? Once Deb understood this about herself, that the information was coming from higher frequencies of consciousness, Deb went on a journey to better understand how to harness her purpose, which she now clearly sees as helping as many people as possible with the knowledge that she's been gifted with. With the knowledge she's been gifted by her guides. Deb is not only certified in the Akashic Records, but she's also working towards certification in NLP and hypnosis with the goal of being able to help people with past life regressions. Welcome. Send everybody, Debs, welcome to the Akashic Think Tank, my friend.
Thank you.
I'm so excited that you're here. All right, so let's dive right in because I want everyone here to really be able to feel your genius. And you solve really unique problems, really unique challenges.
My dogs are barking.
They're feeling the energy coming in here.
Hold on. Can you hold on for just a second?
Yeah.
I'm going to put this on. I don't know what I need to do.
Deb's challenging me to keep going in the middle of the event here. I'm gonna make her talk about what the biggest challenges are for light workers these days, and it's rolling with life when it goes live. You're not allowed to okay? All right. So
my son just walked in and I was like, I know he's not going to come back before this starts or before this ends, and there he did, just walked in. I kind of like manifested that, I think.
Well, I feel you. It's a challenge that I experience a lot with working with kids at home. And this is, I told you guys, you're all behind the scenes what it looks like. This is what it looks like.
Sure.
So Deb, talk to us about, besides the challenges of everyday life that look like what we're experiencing here, what are some of the deeper challenges that you find humanity is experiencing right now?
Well, I feel like that we're in a place where spirituality and people being nourished in that way has kind of like gone the wrong direction. All the spiritual leaders in this world that have normally been the place where people go to get that kind of nourishment, the churches, the synagogues, wherever, have become something that is more about power and money and things like that. And it's kind of directing people in that kind of mentality. And so I feel like we are here now, these new spiritual leaders, to fill that gap. We have so many more people in the world right now, and yet the people that are there and embracing spirituality are diminishing because they don't have faith in the church anymore. So I feel like we have to put the message out there for as many people to get on board with this and kind of turn the direction of that sort of materialistic, power grabbing mentality that the world is kind of engulfed in right now with everywhere. It's everywhere in the world. It's not just in this country. So I think that's really what message that I want to bring across to the people that I touch, is that they need to get back to the spiritual thing, and it doesn't have to be a church.
Right. I think that we're all finding our own way and resonating back into that state of connection right now. And it's about self-leadership. It's about how do we begin to hold ourselves more accountable for how we're showing up as humans and tap into that divinity, that godlike energy. But the challenge of tapping in can be very real for a lot of people. I mean, like you said, our old ways of tapping in, where we go to church or whatever. I think church is probably one of the biggest spiritual experiences that people have had in modern day times. And it's, for a lot of us, it's not meeting the needs. So what can you speak to in terms of the impact of this problem when humanity begins to turn off course like this? How does it affect our day-to-day lives?
Well, I mean, I feel like that people are just so disconnected with themselves. There's so much information out there, and there's so much like, I mean, the word influencers is so relevant, because all of that everything that feeds into us influences us in some way or another. So we're always impacted by the fashions, by the hairstyles, by, like everything out there that we see visually or we hear influences us and makes us change in a certain way. So when there's so much negativity and there's so much focus on what people have rather than who they are, then people start gravitating towards what they have, and it's not nourishing who they are. And so they're empty vessels with a bunch of stuff. And I think that's where we're at right now, is a place where we have to get people back into understanding that who they are is what matters. What's inside is what matters, not what's outside. And I know that's trite at a certain level, but it's the truth. Like, the simplest things are really the material for living by, and that's one of them.
Yeah, I so agree with you. And I was going to ask you, what's the root cause of this? But you answered it so beautifully in what you just shared with us around it's the input. It's all the input that we're getting. It's the collective programming that takes us away from exploring who we truly are. And just to throw some science and some numbers in here for you all, who we truly are and our potential and what's happening around us is so much bigger than we're paying attention to. So the average human can tap into and make sense of 0.003% of the energy that's present in their world. That means 0.003% of what's happening to you are you actually showing up and having an experience with. The rest is happening beyond your perception, until you begin to open up your consciousness and begin to remember your connection with these higher dimensional realms of experience. And that involves the kind of training that we do at the Akashic Academy. And I'm sure that many of you all out there, light workers, are doing, where you got to meditate every day. You've got to take care of yourself. You've got to continue to do the work and on yourself and explore and see your issues and the places where you get to course correct and up level and hold space for others to do that as well. Deborah, I know that one of a huge challenge of yours, your human experience in this life, has been death and grief and loss and moving through that experience, which is part of the beauty that's really allowing you to cultivate something incredible for us that's going to get us back in touch with these higher dimensional energies and what we close down to. So would you speak a little bit about your personal experience and then talk about what you're creating for us at the Academy?
So, like my personal experience with all of this, and I think it has to go back to where it all started for me, is I kind of like I just started getting involved with feeling like I needed to heal. I was in a relationship that was very challenging, and I felt like part of it was that I needed some healing. You know, that was part of the challenge for me. And so I started working with a energy healer who kind of got me into meditation, and you know, started this journey for me of really seeing past lives. And I saw so many visions, like I was fully lucid and awake, but it looked like dreaming. It was like I was dreaming. And they were so vivid and clear. And I began to understand how energy works through you and how karma works and all that stuff. And I feel like I'm rambling, but I was in this relationship, and then that felt like my future. And I really wasn't, you know, pursuing anything outside of my own healing at that point, because I was in this relationship and I was all happy and everything was good. And, you know, we were moving towards a thing and it felt like my future. And then he got sick and then he passed away. And when that happened, I kind of like went into a tailspin because I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know where I was going. I was lost. And what compounded it is that this wasn't the first time this had happened to me. And so it really kind of took me in a place of, what is this about? What am I supposed to be doing? And I really started trying to understand what my role was in this world and why I was being taken through these things. And that's when I, you know, the word existential in this business that I'm trying to build is key, because it is about understanding how the world works within you and who you are in the world and why you're here.
Yeah.
Why do I exist? What is my existence for? Where am I going? Why am I doing this? Why do I have to be here? And, you know, I asked all those questions and I needed to find an answer, because, you know, the answer is not just leaving. It's, you know, you're here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. What is it? And so that's when I really started studying it. I started studying deaths and what happens when you die, and you know, what was the purpose of you living if it's so much better over there, right? And I started getting the answers, and the biggest answer is that you're here to learn how to clear your soul of the things that attach to you as you live lifetimes. It's kind of a weird, I feel like when I really start, you know, I'm a deep thinker at times, and when I really start getting into the thought process, it's kind of a circular question, because our souls are pure, right? When we first started out, they were pure souls. How is it that now we have to do all this healing? Well, every time we, you know, embody, we are embodied, right, into a body of some sort. You know, we are living in a life outside of, you know, paradise or whatever, or the other side or the other dimension. We are picking up experiences that attach to us. And if we aren't able to let go of those experiences, they stay attached to us for that lifetime and then the next lifetime. So every time we pick up experiences that we don't let go of in that lifetime, we are taking them to the next lifetime, and we are having to heal. And as time goes by and you keep like, you're almost going in a circle if you're going into that lifetime and you don't find your spiritual self to understand what you need to let go of. So that's kind of what we're doing here. We're kind of like on a merry-go-round of healing and getting off and getting back on and healing some more. And, you know, sometimes, and then we get to a point where as we go in our lifetime, we understand how to let go of those things, because now that DNA or that past life energy is with us, and we have an innate understanding. And so when we are born with these innate understandings, we just like are able to like flow. And we're the ones, I think, you know, those of us that are coming in with these skills that of knowing how what thread to pull in order to clear these things up. We're the ones that are going to help
Yes.
the people that are needing help now to learn how to do this stuff. And that's where I've come full circle with this.
Yes, you have. You've taken your past experience, your medicine, your wisdom, your knowledge, and you've curated something really special for us here at the Akashic Academy that we get to take part in with you live and in person in Mount Shasta. Will you tell us more about the scrying experience? And I'm going to check in with our other audience on my device. So while you're sharing about that, I'm going to be doing a little check-in here.
So when I started researching the death thing and the grief and trying to understand how to have a new relationship with this person while they're on the other side, because that's really what we have to do when somebody passes, and we need to find a way to find a new relationship with them. I came across this process of scrying. And scrying is a lot of different things. It's a divination tool that it's kind of like the traditional, like when you see a fortune teller with a scarf on the head with a crystal ball, that is scrying. Crystal balls are scrying, tea leaves, reading clouds, all of that stuff is considered scrying. And the word scry is an Old English word which means to reveal. So basically, scrying is a way to reveal things. So really, you could say that tarot cards are scrying. So anything outside of your self that you're doing is scrying. And the thing that scrying does is it helps you to gain your medium skills, because you can you can set an intention to ask any kind of question. One of those is, will a loved one come forward? And so that's one skill that you can hone with scrying. You can use scrying to hone your third eye opening, your intuition skills, or your clairvoyant skills, because it takes that vision that you might be seeing in your head that you're doubting or you're wondering about, and it puts it on outside of your body on a surface so that you can feel a confidence that what you were seeing in your head was really happening. So it gives you an opportunity to open your third eye. All of these tools, all tools that we use, whether it's a pendulum, whether it's all of these tools, help open our third eye and help us to plant, or rather water, those seeds of psychic abilities that we all have, in order to, you know, open ourselves up to receiving this stuff and really give you confidence that you are receiving something. And once you start receiving things, once you start opening that up, things will start happening. and that's what I love about these tools, is that they open you up to things really happening for you.
I know that's spelled
wrong. Really having experiences that you never thought was possible.
Yes. The confidence, I got so excited I couldn't even spell it correctly. And I have so much confidence that I'll just spell things wrong on the air with you. Deb, this is so exciting. And I, somebody who I feel like I naturally have a lot of confidence. One area where I haven't been so confident is in, although I say this too anyway, is in being really bold about talking about my vision for how the in-person retreats get to continue to evolve. And before I ever did the first in-person retreat, I had a vision of curating experiences where there was visceral contact. Like in my mind, the ascended masters appeared in these big rock structures, and they came in and they were like, "Come, children, let's teach you." Right? There were also versions of this vision where the UFOs landed, and that is what I'm excited to continue to create. And there's a part of me that still doesn't have confidence and feels crazy in saying that. As you know, we've experienced really amazing and unexplainable things on all of our retreats, including stuff that's captured in photographs. And I would say we do have very visceral experiences, but in terms of how I saw it in my vision, I feel like I'm growing as a leader and my tribe is growing as humans are growing and preparing to really receive something like this. And the ceremony that you created for us is going to be the most visceral and purposeful calling in of this kind of experience that I've ever done before. And I'm excited for the up level of confidence and just feel so much gratitude and appreciation for you of what it is that you're creating. Can you talk any more about the ceremony, or do you feel like those pieces?
Yeah, I mean, so really the ceremony is, and the intention with this particular ceremony is to open the records and do this in the records. And I think it's going to be something that will, if for those people that struggle to really feel like they're in the records, because I know that sometimes, you know, some people have that kind of experience where they're like, I'm not really sure. And that's really what it comes from. I mean, for me, all of these tools are such confidence builders because you just have this like out of yourself way of seeing things that you were doubting in yourself, and it just gives you so much like joy to just like be in that moment of seeing what you see. Like I will give you one experience that I had.
Yes, tell us a story.
So I had an experience where again, I started doing this because I wanted to see if I can bring in this person that passed. I wanted to see if I can make that connection with him, because I was struggling with connecting with him after he passed. I don't know if I was too much in the emotions. I'm not really sure what was that was about, but so I did this very purposefully, and I was like having a moment with my emotions about him at that time, and I just really needed a connection. And so I'm looking at this mirror, and this is what it looks like. And I hold it up to my face so that I don't get a lot of reflection. It has to be dark. So a big part of the ceremony, I'll take you through it and then I'll tell you what my experience was.
Okay.
A big part of the ceremony is like just getting, making sure everything's cleansed and making sure that you're cleansed, and, making sure you have protection, and doing all that stuff that is just like keeping things positive. And it is important to go in with positivity on it and not necessarily like, want something, like you don't want to play games with these tools ever. They are very sacred. They're gifts that we've been given, right, to see things. So we don't want to take advantage of that. And then, we're going to do some meditation just to get us in the right place. And prior to that, we will be writing down an intention of what we want to get out of the scrying. And it could be just about your guides answering a question for you, and it could be trying to make a connection with somebody on the other side. And then, you just like start watching the mirror. And so what happened to me was I was looking at this mirror and I started seeing like something was moving in the mirror. And I looked behind me to see if one of my dogs was moving and if I was picking up a reflection somewhere, and nothing was moving back there. And I just kept looking at it going, what is that? And I was like, what is that? It's just like something moving. And as I started really concentrating on it, I started seeing that it was a body that was moving like this. And I was like, what is that? And then I realized it was somebody swinging a golf club. And the first person that came to my mind was my uncle, because he was an avid golfer, and I noticed that my cousins have been selling off his golf clubs. So I felt like, he's getting to the point where he can't golf anymore. It kind of made me sad. And I started really thinking about him, and I'm like, why would that be him? And so like, he was in my mind, and I just kept staring at it. And as I was staring at it, I noticed that the form wasn't my uncle's form. It was this person's form. It was Michael's form. And I realized that it was him, because golf was like a big part of us. And I had recently seen something related to golf. And I had been thinking about him and all of that. And so it was like his way of, like, that was the thing I think that he thought would be the thing that would make me know that it was him. Right. And I think that I want to say that he probably was like, idiot, this is me, it's not your uncle. You know what I mean? So he had to be more like, he had like try harder, like, I got the golf part, but then I didn't get him. So, but I knew it was him. Like, once I saw the image, I couldn't unsee it. Even to this moment, I have a memory of it. I see it. And it wasn't like a color picture. It wasn't like a video. It was almost like a cloud. It was like a cloud image of, but it was clearly him. It was very well defined. And it was just amazing. And it was at that point that I was just like, I want to do this every night. And I was for a while, and it kind of like, you really just can't do something like that every night. You have to like give it a break or whatever. It's almost like you can't overuse something. But yeah, so it was such a, like, it gave me so much joy and happiness at a moment that I was feeling so like depressed and sad, because of missing him. And it gave me a moment with him that I can't, that I could never have, I don't think, in a different way. Like, this was so, because it was outside of my mind. Yeah. I knew it was real. And so, yeah, so it's a really nice tool to open yourself up to things that you didn't know you had the ability for. And see things in a different way. And so it's a fun little thing to use to just get you there.
How many of you guys are getting value out of Deborah's story today and excited about what she's bringing through? Let's give her a round. Are you as proud of Deborah and as excited about what she's doing as I am? I love it. So I didn't tell you this was coming because I wanted you to be surprised.
Oh, no.
I knew you were going to say that, though. Would it be all right if, on behalf of the Akashic Academy and the consciousness behind this mystery school, can I pull you a dragon card to offer you support in what it is that you're continuing to create for the planet?
Of course, you know how much I love the dragons.
I know you love the dragons. Okay, so here's how we play on the show. I'm just going to let everybody know quickly, if you're not, this is another divination tool. What I'm using right here are Diana Cooper's dragon cards, where everybody call space or hold space for Deb, call in the dragons. We're going to pull a dragon that's going to support her as she continues to support us and create here. But for those of you who are not familiar with using cards as a divination tool, I'll just share with you. I'm going to start by clearing the deck, knocking on the deck to clear out. I think it was Miro. Miro the hero was the last one on here whose energy was in here. So we're not, sorry, Miro, we're knocking your energy out of the deck. I'm infusing it, Deb. You gotta throw us an energy ball in some way. Like, get your energy all over these guys. Come on. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I felt it. All right. So I'm going to shuffle. I want you to say stop when you're feeling stop, unless a jumper comes out, and then you know the jumpers. That one means that one's yours. All right. I know what you're doing. Ah!
There it is. I was just going to say stop too.
Perfect. You got Earth and Water Dragon creates the foundation for new growth. A fresh start is coming for you, Deborah. And I think that this is, man, what we all want from you. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. What's coming through your mind and your field and your imagination that you're showing up and creating for the planet is top notch, my friend. And it's a privilege to have your genius on my turf. If you guys would like to work with Deb, I want to let you know, Deb only does custom creations for clients, and she only works with clients that are ready for her work, and she works at a really high level. So if you are interested in knowing more about Deb's work, just comment Deb in the comments, Deb's name, and she'll circle back around and reach out with you all. All right, Deb. Oh, I'm going to look up and read the rest of this inside. Yeah, I'm going to read the message to you of the dragon inside. But while I'm reading the final message that the dragons have for you, what final message do you have for everybody here at the Akashic Academy?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming that a lot of people that come on here are already on a journey of, you know, of using their abilities to help themselves heal and move themselves forward, and to spread the message of, you know, just honing in and, you know, and using your temple to bring about joy to everybody in the world. I know that sounds like, you know, but that's what I feel. But these tools help to really bolster those skills and really open them up. And the more that you use different tools and rituals, the more that you will, the things that need to heal in you will find you, and you will know that it's time. And that's what's been happening with me, and that's what I want to bring to people, is to just give them the tools they need to help them find the places they need to heal.
I love it. It's in alignment with your message. Picking this card suggests it's time to start a new phase of your life. Fresh opportunities may be presenting themselves to you, so be ready to nurture any ideas or visions that come to you. The earth and water dragons will enable you to know intuitively what is right for you and help you harness your creativity. They will help you to generate the right conditions to succeed. They will motivate you to put in the necessary work, for this is an important step, and then you can harvest your abundance. Most importantly, they will help you to take things lightly. So listen to your inner wisdom. The time for action is now. I think that this is, like, sometimes cards are prophetic, meaning, hey, let people know this is coming. I think this is like synchronous. This is so you and what you're doing right now as you're stepping forward and you're sharing more of your gifts, and the world needs you. And I'm just so excited that you're here and that you're creating things like this, Deb. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for kicking me down the road, because that's pretty much what you have to do sometimes.
Did I do that?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yep, it's been a pleasure to show up and share with you all today. If this has served you, share this out on your timeline and groups that you frequent, where you know that there are high-level visionaries who are ready to have this conversation. We love you all. Namaste. See you here again.